Hi everyone, welcome to the True Mind Tarot channel. My name is Juhi and Spirit has been nudging me all day to do a reading. I have a feeling they are nudging me about the upcoming new moon, the 21st or 22nd, depending on where you are at in the world, new moon in Cancer. And there's something about there's a sense of a build-up of energy, and it feels like we are in the eye of the storm right now. Like we've had somewhat of a storm. There's still a lot of movement going on, but somehow there's a little bit of quiet. Maybe not for everyone, take it as it resonates, but part of the collective who are experiencing a quiet and perhaps a little bit restlessness within that quiet, but it's really time for some preparation for something. And I have a feeling that something is going to be set in motion with the new moon. There is a solar eclipse, I believe, but please check astrologers for all the astrology energies. What I can do though is stepping into the energy, and I feel this energy and it's calling me, and I want to see what's shifting because Spirit is telling me to do so. Okay, so I'm a little bit self-conscious about my hair now because I have this dent in my hair because I've been wearing this hat all day. But I look a little bit like a like a hillbilly, I guess, like an Asian hillbilly. I don't know. Yeah, and you can't really see my face, so I'm taking it off. I have been wearing a hat because my head is super sensitive. I don't know how it is for you guys, but my crown chakra is on fire. So Spirit told me very specifically to work with 4 decks, and I'll be doing that. We'll be starting with an oracle card of the language of light. I was preparing the decks that Spirit told me to use, and then I was like, oh, shall I use this deck and shall I use this deck? And Spirit was just like, no. Okay, this one is falling out. I'm not taking it yet. This one did come out the other day for another reading, and now I cannot remember which one. But yeah, light beings, I have a feeling this is going to be a very galactic message. So let's see what happens. Take it as it resonates. Whenever this reading finds you, this is probably the timing that there is a message for you. I don't know what's coming up at all, so I'm not saying too much yet. That's me sealing my lips. You see that? Okay, Spirit. What are we dealing with? What is the theme? What is shifting with this eclipse on the new moon in Cancer? I heard that this is the end of the eclipse season in Cancer, or just the Cancer season. Which to me means like everything that has like to do with relationships, perhaps especially family relationships, specifically mother relationships. This is all coming to an end, and a new season is starting with a new energy. And this is really, I have been mentioning it in other readings, there's a buildup of energy, and we need to get ready right now. So let's see what we're getting ready for. What are we getting ready for? Spirit, come on. You've been, okay, here you go. Transformation. Look at all those colors. That is, it looks like an explosion, right? It also reminds me a little bit of like a dandelion with all the different seeds, and they're like ready to be blown off into the universe. But more likely, I feel like that buildup of energy that is like in the earth here, or like a seed, is just huge expansion in all sorts of colors. So this may be like on a personal level, that there may be a sudden growth or like a big change in your life, and it can also be on a collective level. Oh wow, and on the bottom, this card again, I'm saying galactic beings, but it says light beings. Expansion of light. Wow, this is huge. 19, it has the 1, so it's about us. 9, end of a cycle. 1 plus 9 is 10, which is the completion of a karmic lesson. Okay, I'm going to use, and I had a feeling it was going to be a galactic message, so I'm going to use the Galactic Heritage cards. And I'm just going to pull cards, just see what Spirit has to share with us. I'm really clumsy with shuffling these cards right now. Okay, secrecy is coming out. Well, the cards almost seem to come out in almost kind of an aggressive way, like I'm not going back into that deck. Like, they are very clear. This one, Cosmic Midwifery, cool. I don't know what it means. I feel like this one, yeah, this one. That one just kind of peeked out. Any more cards? Spirit wants us to know at this time. Alchemy. Okay, this is it. See if I can keep this in order. Secrecy came out first. Then I think this one, abandonment. Then we had this one, common ground. And then this one came out, cosmic midwifery. This one, true compassion. Wow. And alchemy. I almost feel like this is the last card that I pulled. I'm gonna pull tarot cards to clarify, but this one is just pulling my eye right now, because like that 102, it almost made me think like, okay, lesson, we have finished the first semester, Transformation 101, and now we are ready to proceed to the next class, which is Transformation 102 or Alchemy 102. So there's something like like a graduation, or like finishing a karmic lesson, and we're ready to move on to the next level perhaps. So we have some compassion. We have some past energies here with secrecy and abandonment. I feel like this abandonment and secrecy goes two ways. Abandonment is tied into the themes of our core woundings. So a lot of the way that we act in the world has something to do with a deep-seated fear to be abandoned or to be rejected. So we like to conform, we like to dress in a certain kind of way, we are pursuing certain kind of jobs or perhaps positions because they give us a feeling of anchoring in a secure position in which we cannot be abandoned. And from that abandonment behavior, I'm call it now, there may have it comes with some sort of secrecy or lies, certain things we are not telling people in order to keep the projection or our image intact, so people will not abandon or reject us. And it can even be like secrecy in the sense of, so we're hiding certain parts of ourselves, and there may even be like, to keep that lie alive, others lies are, and perhaps other people are becoming involved in that. And this can be on a personal level or societal level, in politics for example. And they are all, so these are tied together. I have a feeling that we are, at one hand, we are leaving the mindset, so we are abandoning the mindset that makes us feel like we need secrets and we need to keep things hidden. And also, there's something with the transformation in the world that, in the collective, people are opening up to their sensitivity and being able to not read each other's mind, but kind of read each other's energy. It becomes very clear when people are lying. It's just like not a... you can still try, but nobody will believe you. And at some level, you'll be... Maybe the social convention is still to, like, whatever somebody says to you, to respond in it in a way that you kind of leave somebody be, if that's the truth that they want to present. But if you are the perceiver of that person's truth on the level of what somebody says and what the energetic message is underneath it, so there are no more secrets actually. So they become revealed, and actually, this is a message that I've also heard in a community. Some people have actually talked about exposure, or things like are being exposed, big revelations. I don't know about that, but what I do feel is like secrecy is just old world. It's not really functioning anymore. We don't really have a need for it anymore, and no desire. So, one hand, secrecy is born from abandonment, and at the other hand, we are leaving it behind. And that's part of the transformation we're going through on a personal level and as a collective. I'm gonna have a look at a common ground in cosmic midwifery. Do you think it's interesting how it almost kind of... Okay, let's have a look at all the parallel energies. You can have a look at this in different ways. These are both past energies, so I'm looking at kind of as a timeline, I guess, in a transformation. This is the parallel energy, which is really like, I feel like parallel to me is different options that are available to us right now, almost like different timelines, and they can coexist at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. And actually, I feel like this is at the same time the transformation that's going on is an alchemic process. I've actually been using the word alchemic quite a lot lately, but there's an alchemic change within us, and it has to do with the healing that we're going through, with restructuring our nervous system, so it changes the way that we respond to the world around us, and it changes our dynamic. And because we are changing on an alchemic level, we're becoming more sensitized to different levels of reality, of different density of our existence. And while the world that we perceive becomes more expansive, It really is in the subtle reality that we're able to perceive. And there is like something of a birth energy, and that's really like that build up. I have never been pregnant. I don't know how it feels, how to be pregnant, but I can kind of imagine like there is just this pressure, which is really like a inner pressure that needs to come out, right? Like that baby wants to come out, and on an individual level we may be feeling that. Like I feel like this pressure building up, feeling that expansion to come out, and it's happening on a collective level too, with all the things that are going on in the world right now, and they're all bringing us closer, like on a common ground. In a way we're becoming, because everything is like, everybody and everything as we know it is kind of stripped naked because of the secrecy that we are abandoning. Everything becomes level in a way, but not level in a repressive way, in a very, it's common ground in a very free way, where everybody is invited to, has the freedom, and there's just not really anything necessary anymore to pretend otherwise, to live from their true nature, just to be an expression of who they truly are, instead of walking around as a hologram or holographic projection of who you want other people to believe that you are. Did I mention them all? Yeah, so it's a birthing energy. Yeah, this is definitely going together. The alchemic process is making it like the inner change on a very personal healing level is birthing something new at the same time, and it's preparing us to birth something new. And the birthing new is bringing us all on an equal ground. Is that a word? Common ground, where we're just kind of where we're ready to share. And from this place where, if everybody's going through it, or the waves of people in the collective that are going through it, they'll be meeting true compassion, both to themselves as the projected identities they have lived as so far. And also on a collective level. I mean, really, like if you just kind of see how everybody is operating from their programming, and you recognize the true nature behind it, you cannot have anything else but compassion for feeling sorry, feeling love, being empathetic, and also and recognizing yourself in each and every one of them as well. So with that true compassion, there is nothing else but common ground. Like we are all going through the same transformation, the same alchemic process, and we're all born from the same toxic programming that we've gone through this lifetime, the way that we are conditioned, the lessons that we've learned from generation to generation. So this goes way back. This goes back past lives and different generations. So I feel we have three. I thought we had 8 cards here. Oh, here it is. So we have this is like, I'm gonna clarify these now with the tarot cards. So we have the abandonment secrecy with the past energy. We have the parallel energies, and we have the future energy. And it is the gilded that is pulling me. Tell me more about the abandonment and secrecy, please. So I hope it's clear what the shift is. The shift is from abandonment, fear of abandonment, and secretive behavior to true compassion. So it really goes from a contraction to a huge expansion, and that is a transformation. The shift is the transformation. I'm excited. This feels good. You know, and it doesn't mean that on the 21st we have a change that just goes like this from this, although it is eclipse season, so it may be that it is actually a sudden change like that, or just a sudden event that is the trigger, or like that's starting a ripple effect of changes. And I really feel like it's touching each and every one of us with this with this earth here expanding out. Like every blade of grass is going to be different. Every end, every person that we know, every drop of water, just really to the smallest atom, or I don't know, unit that you have in science. And I don't know that. Everything is like changed to a different vibration, frequency, more expansive, more fluid. Six of Cups reversed. Tell me more about the abandonment and secrecy. This one. Okay, that's enough. And then I'm gonna pull cards right away for all of them. Cosmic for like the birthing. I'm just gonna call it the parallel energy. I'm just gonna call it the birthing into common ground energy. Tell me more about the birthing energy. Tell me more about the birthing energy. Ooh, this one. Tell me more about the birthing energy. I think it's just that one. No, it's too many. Tell me more about the birthing energy, please. Tell me more about the birthing energy. Yeah, this one. And true compassion. Please tell me more about true compassion. I just kind of hear, do you really need to hear more about it? Yes, please. Tell me more about true compassion. Tell me more about true compassion, please. How will it look like? How will the true compassion look like? Okay, this is too many cards. Yeah, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just sassy, but it just feels like Spirit is a little bit sassy. Like, oh, you want to know? Here you go. You get all of these cards. Nah, okay. It's really not giving me anything more. Let's have a look at the abandonment and secrecy. The Hierophant's coming out. There is something going to be like revealed about the true nature of our institutions, or perhaps really like secrets, or they just become like very visible to the public eye, what they really are. And not that they're necessarily bad, but perhaps that it just grounding for change. Like, do we really need to operate in such a way? Four of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse, and I think Queen of Pentacles came out upright. I have a feeling. and that makes sense to me, because this is like the abandonment and leaving the secrecy behind is coming to a very independent, nourishing energy. So like where we are depending on institutions, becoming more self-reliant, and also because this is a woman, like this is ready for the cosmic midwifery. And I think the Six of Cups is letting go of the inner child wounding, in this case the emotions, and also the attachments to those, like whatever we thought the world was going to look like, how life would unfold for us in that world, and who we were. And something seems to be clear, I feel. I hope you don't hear that drilling. It's pretty loud for me though. I'm gonna close the door. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I feel like where here we first may have considered to take a cup, is here it's either you take it or you leave it. And I think this is, in this sense, it is, I feel like this may be the cup from the institutions, and kind of like, I maybe don't need that cup anymore. Something about like waiting for us, something to be handed to us, right? It's like a little bit passive. And this lady here, upright, she's creating her own abundance. No need for abandonment and secrecy. No scarcity mindset. Okay, let's have a look at the 2 cards that came out for Cosmic Midwifery. Ooh, Ace of Wands. This is like for me also like a very, like this is passion, it's also a little bit sexual, and also like at this point I feel like this is divine masculine energy, the fire sun in combination with the cosmic midwifery, and it's like here is where they are working together, and where there is some sort of steadiness, and the fiery energy working together to go through that transformation. There's really like, this is that blast, right? That blast of energy that is about to, wow, and the sun is here too. I didn't even see that here. This is huge masculine energy. No pun intended. Okay. This is a divine masculine waking up and stepping into his power, and this, I think this is allowing the divine feminine, or this is like the where they are working together in a very harmonized way, and really in a very fierce way as well. And there's like fierce energy is needed to birth a new universe, right? To make this paradigm shift from a very hierarchical and very codependent society to a place where we are living in true compassion with one another, and on a very common ground where everybody can just be following their fire. I really love this. Sorry, I'm itchy. Yeah, I think this is a huge shift going on. And again, it doesn't mean that it will be like the 23rd. This is the reality that we'll be living in, but it's the I feel like some sort of energy is hitting us that is making that transformation possible. And I'm saying like something is hitting us as if it is something external. I do feel the universe is cooperating with us, and there's something with frequencies and vibrations that are like vibrating through all of us and everything here in this earthly plane. But it's also this alchemical process that we are doing with doing the work, doing the self-healing, letting go of attachments and seeing very clearly our patterns that are attached to scarcity mindset of the fear of abandonment and the secrecy behavior that comes out of that. And secrecy, you know, like they don't have to be huge secrets. They don't have to be big conspiracy theories. They can be, of course, and they can be there both. I just want to give a very small example of like on a personal level. Let me just see if I can get like an example of my own life. You know, it just may be that you are a little bit like just like it can just be the like little white lies even, just to make, in the hope that you come across a little bit better than you actually are. I'm perfect, of course, so I cannot think of any examples. You know, it's like this, and it's like so when everybody, okay, just like a very daily interaction, when you meet a friend or a colleague or a family member, and this person is asking you how you're doing, it's very easy to just kind of be the people-pleasing answer and saying that everything is fine. And in the Netherlands, people have a tendency to say, "Oh, I'm well, I'm busy," which is insane to me. Like it can only be like because you're busy, you're well. I never understood that. But that is a little bit of a lie. You're not really telling how you're doing because you may be busy, but maybe you are also frustrated because you haven't been able to go to the gym, or you haven't been able to actually spend some quality time with your partner or with your kids or with your favorite pet. Perhaps you haven't even been able to enjoy the like perhaps you actually enjoy cooking, but you have been so busy that you haven't had the time, the energy, the attention to really enjoy the process of cooking and sharing a meal together. So like they're like these, it can be on tiny little this tiny little scale that's on our daily life, and if we collectively change that, can you imagine that overall, and also for our human experience, like, you know, life is vibed up. That's what you hear, vibe up. It's like overall a better energy in which we are all in every moment to moment choose to be happy instead of not just pretending, but really just like to be acting out of just like how much of the time and how many of the things are you doing to please other people. And it's really time to let go of that. And it doesn't mean that you like, if you know, there's just a difference of if you are in a family setting, I'm just sticking with the cooking, if you you know, everybody is so swamped in doing all the things they're doing because of people pleasing or making sure their projections of who they are now or in the future is anchored in, which is a false idea of control, because it isn't possible, because you don't know what's is going to happen tomorrow or in an hour even or the next minute. You know, that perhaps you are always the one who's cooking, and this like really takes the joy out of it. And of course still it can be that you are the one who's cooking every day, but because you love cooking, and actually because you know that you love doing this, you are able to prioritize this and perhaps cancel the appointment with a friend to drink coffee at some point in the day. I don't know if you even have time for that, but like some sort of cancellation. Maybe you just reschedule a meeting at work. I don't know, something. Maybe you decide not to work late, which makes actually time that you actually perhaps have some time to do groceries in a way that are nourishing, and perhaps you are in a better state of mind to pick up your kids if you have them, and perhaps even cook pancakes together or whatsoever. I don't know. I'm talking about a life that I don't have. I mean, I had a brother and a sister and a father and mother, so I do know family life a little bit from that perspective, but never as a householder in that way. So it's interesting that I'm bringing that up. So I don't know. I hope this was interesting to you or helpful. Yeah. So for me, it makes it even more clear why we are asked to dress up as royalty today. This is my royal outfit today. I'm feeling suave. Okay. I love you. I hope to see you soon. Bye.